welcome to the music theory class with Igbokwe Elisha. Today we're going to be talking about accidentals. In music, accidentals are signs that we use to alter the pitch of notes. Okay, so if an accidental is written before a note, it has an effect on the note. All right, so we are going to be talking about 5 types of accidentals today. We have the sharp, the flat, the natural, the double sharp, and then the double flat. Okay, these are the 5 types of accidentals that we use in music. All right, let's go to the sharp. The sharp sign, whenever it's placed in front of any note on the staff, it raises the pitch of the note by a semitone. Now, semitone is the shortest distance between 2 adjacent notes. So, for example, if you have a note, let's say C, if you have a note, let's say C, the next note to it is C sharp. Okay, so that's the shortest distance between 2 adjacent notes. If you have a B, for example, the semitone above it is a C. Okay, so it's the shortest distance between 2 adjacent notes. Okay, and then we have about, if you want to move semitone on the scale of C major, for example. All right, so that is the way both the white and the black keys are arranged on the keyboard. All right, let's go back. So a sharp sign, when it is placed in front of a note, it raises the pitch of that particular note by a semitone. All right, so for example, if we have a note like this on the staff, okay, we have, let's say, treble staff here, and we have a note here, and then we have a sharp. So we make sure that this sharp olu is within the space where we are putting it. Also, if it is on a line, for example, let's just extend this. If it is on a line and we have a note on the line, if you want to write your sharp, so the sharp, we have to be, piercing through also the line. All right, so that is the way to just put a sharp in front of a note. All right, so this note ceases to be C again because you have put a sharp on it, it becomes C sharp. Okay, this note ceases to be G again because you have put a sharp before it, it becomes G sharp. And that is the way the sharp sign raises the pitch of a note it is written ahead of by a semitone. The same thing goes for flat, which is this sign. Okay, whenever you have a note that a flat is written in front of it, let me just use bass clef for example here so that we can so we have this particular note and then we put a flat in front of it. So this particular note, which ought to be called B, is now called B flat because a note has been placed. And the function of a flat is that it lowers the pitch of a note by a semitone. Remember, semitone is the shortest distance between 2 adjacent notes. Okay, so it lowers the pitch of the note by a semitone. Okay, so that is the way you put it if it is a line note. If it is a space note, you just, okay, so the head of this particular flat is within the olus. It doesn't go out. So we have to be very careful when we are writing this, especially if you are writing an exam or the MOSON or ABRSM exams. You must not allow this thing to get out of this space. And if it is for the line, you must write it adequately. All right. So this is a way to represent them. That is for flats. Okay. Yeah. So let's go to natural. Okay. So this is the natural sign. And what the natural sign does is that it restores the pitch of a note back to its natural form. Okay. So if you have added, for example, if you have added a flat to a note here and you want to restore it back to, because this is now B flat, if you want to restore it back to B natural, then you have to, let me extend this a bit. Okay. So what you do is that when you write this B again, you now put a natural sign in front of it. Okay. Remember that the line has to pierce through this olu also of the natural sign. Okay. And that is how you get back your B natural, okay, on the bass clef. Okay. So since this is E flat, okay, remember this is F for the fourth line of a bass clef. Now, if you want to get your E natural back, you have to just write your E and then pam, pam. There you have it. So this is E natural. Okay, so and that is the way you represent that to be able to get to restore your notes to the natural form. So like we have said now, sharp raises the pitch of a note by a semitone, flat lowers the pitch of a note by a semitone, natural restores the pitch of a note to its natural form. So the same thing goes for this. The natural can be used to restore whatever it is that has been written here also. So if you want to cancel the effect of this sharp on G sharp, you can just draw your note and put a natural sign there. So it will become G natural again. If you have written this C, if you have written C before, you can if you have written C before, you can use the natural sign also to C sharp before, sorry, you can use the natural sign also to restore it back to its natural position. Okay, so from C sharp, you go back to C note. Okay, so that is the way to use the natural sign. All right, so accidentals also is used for key signatures. When we get that to that point, we are going to discuss that. But for the double sharp and double flat also, let me just use a staff to represent all of them. So for example, if you write B double flat, B double flat is saying that you should lower this particular B by a tone. So you lower it the first time, it goes to B flat. The second time, it goes to A. So B flat, flat. Okay, so that is what B double flat means. So we're still going to talk about enharmonic notes in the subsequent classes. So when you see a note like this, it means flatten B twice. That's the meaning of this. B double flat. So you flatten it once, that is B flat. You flatten it another time, that is B flat flat, which is sounding like A. Okay, so a way to correct this is to either write, go back to B flat, or you write B natural to give the natural B sound. All right. So the same thing goes for sharp. Okay, when you have F double sharp, for example, F double sharp, means that you raise F by 2 semitones. 2 semitones is 1 tone, for example. So you move the shortest distance one time, you move another time. So F double sharp, okay, it means that you sharpen F, you raise F twice. Okay, so when you raise F once, that is F sharp. You raise F sharp again, it will land on G. So F double sharp is another enharmonic or another name for G. All right. So that is the way we use accidentals in music. And if you want to revert this, you can just either write F sharp again, okay, or when you want to restore it back to F natural, you just use the natural side also, okay. So those are the accidentals we use in music. So you are using them to mess with the pitches of a particular note. So it's either you use F sharp, which raises the note by a semitone, or you use a flat, which lowers the pitch of the note by a semitone, or you use a double sharp that raises the pitch by a tone. A tone is 2 semitones, okay? And then you use double flat, which lowers the pitch of that particular note is standing in front of by 2 semitones. Of course, we can't forget our natural that restores the pitch of the note to its natural state. Okay, so I think that is all we can accommodate on accidentals today. If there's any question or any comment, please feel free to speak up on the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to this class. It's highly important so that we can have traction. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next class.